Alright, this is the start of the casual recording. Because my brain's like, well, you could do Flickr's world visits, and it's like, okay, but if I do that for every world I've ever run across, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Alright, then how about just the ones you liked? Now that is possible. And I like this one. Just the whole color of it. How the warmth and the cold intermix. Where the aurora drowned. I also like this one. Though this one definitely has more morbid tones to it. If you know the details behind my inner system structure, then you know the reason why. And I think the music here also reflects a bit of that morbid tone. Like there's a bittersweet solace. Me and Pyro went all the way out to those mountains on one of our earlier visits to this world. And it turns out those mountains don't have collision, or any way to get on them, which is unfortunate. I'm still glad we had decided to have fun by doing that. I'm gonna head over here and then over past to this rock face to show a nice little area that gave me some neat ideas. I mean, you could definitely put a comfy spot here, but it would have to be on a slightly raised platform. Otherwise, the seawater would then, well, eventually rise and soak everything. There's this area here which you can kind of climb. But this is about as far as you can get. You can't keep going on and up. There's no way to create a little bridge here. Your jump isn't high enough, and the curve of the rock isn't enough to slide over to it. Because the moment you pass that corner, you just plummet. Which sucks. But no, it's this little area here. Feels like the gap or entrance to a cave. Something a small critter could fit through. And with the seawater here, would mask your scent too. The only problem is, does that cave have another exit or exit/entrance? Is it ventilated? And is there a high enough point within that cave to where the seawater coming in doesn't completely flood it? Considerations. Also, I like this subtlety of just having certain parts of the map lack collision. So that way it's like, okay, there's a concrete in-world reason why you can't go climbing on everything. And it's not too immersion breaking like invisible walls are. Like, I give props to having that as a nice little environmental detail here. Definitely something I hope more worlds implement. It's just, oh, if something looks climbable, then just remove the collision for an object or two. Sure, it might be a bit jarring to just be able to walk through solid rock in VRChat, but It's far less jarring than an invisible wall is. But yeah, the music here feels kind of sad, kind of solemn. Like something beautiful is ending. Like there's a little piece of me just lingering here. But hey, that could just be me projecting onto the space and what it means to me. What do you goobers think of this world? I'd love to hear it. Now, where the sky forgets. That's a pretty good one as well. I made some progress in like getting out of bounds, but the structure of the world seems to keep you pretty confined. Which is to each their own. If you want your stuff to only be viewed from one angle, you have the power to do so. It's not going to stop gremlins like me from trying to find a way to view it from another angle. Because that's life. That's art. Oh, I love these little sliding intros that don't take up like immediate 30 seconds of cutscene. I wonder if there could be a toggle for a cutscene where it's like, do you want cutscene or do you just want little map opening like that? Personally speaking, I love the ideas of ruins with plants and overgrowth and everything on them. Yeah. Okay, so then that to there, got it. I should show this area to Pyra. It would make for a good, like, reference point on what some of the ruins would be like. Because if my forest was all just pine trees and everything, then it would be a rather boring forest for an eldritch lady to be living in. Floating rocks make me want to just find a way to go higher and higher and higher. To view it from a spectacular upper bound. But this world wasn't made with that in mind, so unless I'm willing to change into a flying yeti. This is as good as we're gonna get for out-of-bouncing it. Wish I could jump up here with double jump, and then go further and onward. Let's see, does this work? Nope. Guess I'm gonna have to become moth. And no, not a sky moth. A hapu moth. One of the first hapus I have ever had. I'm glad I still have it. Alright, I need to use the hand gesture 8. And forward is climb. And even if I were to get up all that way, I could maybe at best get all the way up to here. And then I would have to like double jump over to here. And then double jump over to here. If they ever update this world, I hope they add a double jump. It would just make it a lot more fun to explore. Look at how tiny I am compared to everything now. I don't mind being a bit smaller than others. Allows you to enjoy the view of some things that you would never see otherwise. Oh, hey, I'm not even drowning. Neat. I'm not small enough to drown. That's good. Alright. From here, I would probably want to go around over here. You say how proud you are, so stay awake just long enough to see. If you could have made the fog wrap around the edges of the lower level as to give a reason why you're contained in there, and only have like small fluffs of it around the edges of the accessible area, then that would give some nice world building, like, hey, there's still more out there. But are you willing to fall into something you don't know? You've got solid water over here. I didn't mean to actually fucking fall. You could definitely double jump barely up to here. Well, I think this is probably about as far as you could get if you had like a reasonable double jump. Unless you're willing to like try doing some tricky platforming to then get higher over there. And yes, this is one of those old flight abbeys where moving forward is what brings you up, and moving backwards is what brings you down. Yeah, if we could get there. No, the distance is too great for double jump to be able to cross that and then cross back to go higher. Just stunningly beautiful as always, though. Yep, has collision. Didn't even bother. Probably because they didn't expect anyone to actually get up here, outside of using flying abbeys. The fact that they left the collision is nice, though. Ooh, there's a doorway over here. Well, they didn't leave all of the collision. Yeah, no, if you could make a climbing game with just this aesthetic and tone and depth, I think I'd love to explore it. Whoa. Aesthetically, I love this place. Practicality, I don't like how confined it is. And overall, solid world. Practical room for exploration, give it about a 5. Not good, not bad, just kind of meh. Middling. Aesthetically, it's wonderful and beautiful. Definitely like an 8 or a 9. Doesn't really tell much of a story here, so that in that regard, that would be like a low score, but of course, I don't think they're trying to tell a story here. It may have started with worlds like that, where they wanted to imply a story that could spark imagination. But this doesn't feel like one of those worlds. When Ruins Remembered. That one's also another good one. Definitely a more firm reference point, I would say, for some of the inspirations and stylizations I want to go for. I'm small. The bench doesn't have collision though. Yeah. I can't even identify the different kinds of trees I see throughout VRChat. I'm sure there are people out there who most definitely could, and I think it would be fun to just keep having a nice back and forth conversation with those people, should they ever arrive. I'd want to nurture that part of the community, people who can tell me details that I wouldn't have otherwise known about. And leave it in the comments, so that way I can read it at my own leisure. It would be beautiful. And then of course you can walk on the water. Hold up. Yeah, I think there's a potential photo edit I could do here. Beautiful view as always. What other worlds by them do I like? Windpine Speaks. One of my favorites really here. Yeah, it would be nice to just snuggle with them. Oh well. I made a horrible impression on the dork. I love the music that's at use in here. But most of all, I love all the bookshelves and everything. I wish I could fly all the way up there. All the way to the top, but no, it's not the actual full structure. Seven guardian trees hidden throughout my forest. Yeah, no, definitely a good idea there. Because then I can incorporate some of the aesthetics I'm seeing here into that idea. This inspires a sense of wonder. I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of this favorite. I may not visit it often, but I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of it. Ooh, the world me and Lillian talked about, like, how her own fictional self lore would interact with my fictional self. And how there would be an entire shitposting timeline where everyone is broken as fuck. Oh wait, no. Well, I mean, this is a world me and Lillian have visited, but it's not the world I was thinking of, frustratingly enough. This flower would also be a really good reference point too, though. Not necessarily for me in my forest, but for some other character. I've got a good angle here. Yeah. Just all the way right up to... I had arms right now, so I could just trace my fingers over this. Be sentimental. I'm in love with a piece of fiction. Is this the world I was thinking of? Yeah, this is the world I was thinking of. I just passed over it. My brain was like, oh, what the memory goes over here? And it's like, no, it doesn't. That was a completely different thing. The void fox I happened to pick up after getting banished into the unknown between via someone trying to erase my fictional self into non-existence to rewrite history completely. Changing height to... that works better. Yeah, no. Void fox I happen to pick up along the way that just keeps eating the poison I produce, specifically to keep people from eating the plant lady. And eventually becomes a full-blown girl that I have to fucking teach civilization and manners to. And then if the void fox gets a hold of my blood, she just gets another transformation. And it's just like, yeah, no, that is going to be restraint. I think I'm just gonna leave it to sit here until the sky loops back over to a spot it's been before. I'll make you say how proud you are of me, so stay away just long enough to see my way. Okay, good. OBS is capturing this properly. Yeah, no, you could easily make a good desktop background out of this. Also, such lovely music choice by the world creator here. Imagine someone takes this video and actually turns this part of the recording into a desktop background where there's just the VRChat box and whatnot right there. And so every time someone sees your computer, it's like, why do you always have VRChat on in the background? It's like, that's my wallpaper. What? It has the window part of it. I haven't been able to find a version that gets rid of it, so I've just kind of been using it anyways. Well, that's just confusing. And that's an entire conversation we just had. Conversation starter. Oh, shit. Yeah, if I'm gonna be clearing out my VRChat favorites list and my later list, then I'll probably want to do 1 or 2 world-specific videos per day at a time. 1 or 2 videos that are world-specific. 1 or 2 videos about a world each. A day at a time, that way I don't overload myself. Because then I don't feel like I would end up creating this backlog of recordings I need to upload only to feel like, I can't be bothered. It's so simple and stupid, I shouldn't have to. Because I'm gonna be real, that's kept me from uploading stuff before. Alright, time to move on from this world. I think that's enough footage to help anyone make a desktop background later if they want to. At the very least, we have my current position relative to everything, and then my current height, in case someone wants to try and do a better job of it. Reached the sky. The mirror slept. Not sure if this one is a world that I particularly like, but we'll find out as we visit it. Oh, holy shit, that is pink! If the ability to curse something is relative to its size, then that would mean that it's easier to curse something when it's born than it is when it's older. Because it takes less energy to have the curse fully cover and cast over the creature or living thing. Meanwhile, if the amount of energy needed to make a curse cast and then anchor itself into like a fully grown adult, be it a fully grown tree, a fully grown animal, a fully grown person, a fully grown dragon, would be completely different scales. Yeah, I did like this world last time I visited it. It was very lovely and sweet. I think I ran around trying to, like, climb a whole bunch and only got so far. Okay, so yeah, I can climb this. It's just really, really slow. Flicker is a parkour gremlin. Yeah, technically you could probably land on one of those bamboo things and then climb further, but I'm not going to take the time to do that. At this size, I feel more like Ira is present. Like I'm some small creature that's just exploring and wandering and wondering about the world. Happy and friendly, not necessarily harmless, but definitely more innocent than like other parts of me. Socially innocent, yeah. Emotionally, around teenager. get up a good ways over there. Can I get up over here, though? I would hope so, but let's try it. Because if I can climb that, then I can use this to climb over here. And I've got to make my way around. Oh, I could try going there, but I don't think it would work. Might as well give it a shot just to say I tried. Ooh, it is working. Nice. And then I am reminded, oh, I am currently an insect, not a cat, not a creature. Yes! We made it further! And I think I can jump over there? I hope so. Okay, that's enough climbing then. I'm not doing that all over again. What are you? Oh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, it's this place. Note to self, you can actually go into the water here. Alright, I'm gonna want to shift into something that's a bit bigger then. Something a bit aquatic would be fitting. Let's see. Yep, configured just the way I like it. Absolutely stunning. Would be an inspiration point for like someone else's territory or like area of operations within the Unknown Between for like their crafted and for them and their allies. Because establishing ground that you can live in and not decay in requires energy, resources, and influence. All three of which need to be put together in a specific way in order to then gain authority over parts of the space in the Unknown Between. Which is why many lost souls actually go about trying to seek the aid of such places. Because it's in those that they can stop decaying, stop being hunted down by other lost souls who seek to simply maintain their own existence or maybe even escape by devouring the wills and living essence of others. It is not a kind place to be stuck in, the unknown between. Especially when you're out in the brutal cold of it all. Because at that point, you're trapped between life and death. At that point, you want to just sleep forever, and yeah, no will to do anything, no will to survive. Some people just curl up and give up, and they pass on into a cold death. Other people fight through it and seek for a way out. Some spirits cuddle together to try and create a sense of cold warmth, like that of dark matter in the midst of a void. But you're only ever there for as long as you're between life and death. Stuck between. You can dream of lilies, a very beautiful world, but not one that really has any meaning to me. Re-intertwined is an interesting one. I did like it, but I don't like it enough to go visit it. It has no real reference points to draw from. Of Azure, Starshine. That one was probably like one of the earliest ones I ever visited. Crypt Babylonica. Oh, that one I visited, but it's... eh. Alright, let's go over to the crypt then, because I don't think I've actually visited this one. When I said I visited something, I was like looking at another image that was on screen. Just trying to vocally clarify in case anyone watches this and is like, ooh, I can associate that name with that thing. Nope, you cannot. I was talking about something else. And I did not say its name aloud, so you're gonna have to go back and actually look at the recording. Oh, I haven't been here ever. Damn. It's already a place I would definitely want to pull a reference point from in regards to like the catacombs or the underbelly of the forest. The resting grounds. Reminds me of the library from Amori, which is this kind of style, but not necessarily the same layout or tone. Ooh, little room off to the side. What asset pack is this place made from? I think I've seen some stuff similar to this before. There's more? Damn. I'm gonna have to explore this place thoroughly. Ooh, ladder? Ladder has collision. But it's not climbing collision. Damn it. Oh, please tell me I can zip up the ladder? No, I cannot. Damn it! Whoa. Okay, we're over here now. How do you get over there? What? Oh, ladder. But I don't think that ladder works either, so it's only there for like the narrative purpose of like filling the space, not actually providing travel options, which sucks. I'd love to view things from all the way up there. Flicker is a critter. Damn right I am. Critter, cryptid. Entity and Omen. That's me. Creature, Chaos, Council, and Wanderer. An Explorer. Oh. Yep, no, it's a very specific asset pack, I think. I wish I knew what asset pack this was. It would be very lovely if I could get my hands on it. It would make creating the resting grounds a bit easier. Interact? Well, you can't interact with the power thing over here, so... Bugger. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, good. That is structured properly. Space just isn't really used, because that would be very awkward space to really get into and use up. Ooh, yo! Send me away! Flicker is a shapeshifter. Yep. That's like the most boring thing about me. Ooh, catacombs, ruins, legacy, sleeping history. Oh, and then there's just ravine, which makes sense. Oh, geez. Spike traps. Yikes. Another more traces of magic. If Lillian was here, we might be able to actually get a few resources from this place. As it stands, I'm only gonna get, like, traces and fragments at most. Ooh, this place is huge. Oh, battle arena for the throne area. Final boss fight kind of shit. Nice. Definitely wouldn't want this for my own personal layout, no thanks. And if I were to have a battle area in my forest, someplace for sparring and fighting, then I wouldn't just have a regular-ass throne. Come on. I'd want to be on the camera team, making sure we get the good photo angles. Nice recordings of everything. hey, there's more this way. Alright, no running. Statues this big usually signify something important, so I'm not about to rush forwards. Ooh, I can get some more fragments and some more traces from this world. Nice. Nothing else will help me be able to develop my research further. I should ask Sir Scoofles what asset pack this is. Ooh, they didn't meet with good fate. Bugger. That's unfortunate. But this place does go lower. There is more room. So if that's the case, then let's see what's up this stairwell. Since it seems to be off to the side as its own kind of thing. And there's some lower area too that I haven't been able to get to yet. Gonna want to go over here and up here in order to go down here. There we go. Alright, so that's what I saw there. Are there any other hidden paths or anything? Or is this kind of just the end of the road for all the extra side tangents? Looks like the end of the road, mostly. Alright. Let's not get impaled on a spike trap. Start making our way out of here. Oh, thank fuck I don't take fall damage. Wish this could teleport me somewhere. But most teleportation devices don't exactly react to ghost. Let alone a ghost of my kind. They'd be more likely to scramble me than anything. No thanks. Don't want to go through that experience again. Last time it happened, it took me a fucking month to get myself back together. I doubt it. Oh. Well, there's some merit to it, but you'd have to get past this banner first. Good luck, Ira. Oh no. Yeah. I want up there too. There's more banners getting in the way, and Alright, time to go back to a smaller self. Or a smaller expression. Avatars, damn it, not fucking... not social tab. Not people I hang out with. Avatars. I can go hang out with people in a bit. Beautiful place here. 10 out of 10. Would definitely want to investigate and explore again. Alright. So what other worlds from this creator have I been to and want to visit again? Sure. Makes for a nice moonlit area. Definitely some swamp areas in my forest. Gonna want those. I'm not gonna be putting any of the... I'm not gonna be putting many of the rooms for my inn anywhere near them, though. Because I'm pretty sure there are people who like their area being pretty non-humid. I'm gonna have guests that where I have to worry about if they like humidity or not. Ay, ay, ay. Oh. Oh, lovely. This definitely feels more so like an area I would find in someone else's territory, though. More aquatic spirits than anything. The serene tone means that there's probably a lack of voodoo magic. Because when you get darker swamp tones and whatnot, it either means evil spirits and or voodoo magic. They're not always associated with each other, but I've seen them like together a good chunk of the time. Here slept, kind speaks. Oh, this is a favorite of Lillian's. Not sure why she enjoys this specific intersection in the multiverse, but... to each their own. Oh... Got more of those flowers, but this time they've got a softer yellow to their warmth at the core. I do have to admit, this place is beautiful. gonna sit here for a while, leave it be for a bit. Yeah, that would not be conducive to the recording. Turn that off. Alright. Only if you let it go. Yep. I'll have to run through each of these all over again at some point. But for now, I think I'm done. To those of you who snuck by and saw a fragment of this recording, thank you. To those of you who stuck around, watched a good chunk through, I deeply appreciate it. I hope you all have a good day, good night, whatever time or non-time it is. If it isn't good, if you're stuck, lonely, lost, confused, frustrated, or scared, well, I hope that things either improve, that the chaos outside, within, between, and beyond stays manageable, or at the very least that you're able to find some place to sit, rest, and vent from, without hurting yourself or others if you can so help it. My name is Slicker. I've hopped through these Shopow worlds, so I'll be seeing you all in the next video, my watchlings. Bye-bye. Ooh, this makes for a good photo. There we go. Now I just need one shooting star.